Good evening and welcome to the City of Isanti City Council meeting for Tuesday, July 19th. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could all rise for Pledge Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Doing roll call, all city council members are present. Is there any public comment at this time?
Motion.
No public comment at this time. Any addendums to the agenda, Ms. Wood?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. We do have an add-on to the agenda, which is a consent item, adding L4, approving the sole use of the South IIA, which is the Isanti Indoor Arena, restrooms and warming house to the Rum River BMX Association, and discontinuing use of those for public use.
Motion to approve with the change.
Second.
Motion to approve with the addendum L4 from Councilman Lundin and second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Proclamation, commendation, or certified award. I do have the honor and privilege every year to hand out a Jubilee Parade Award. This year for the 2022 Jubilee Parade Mayor's Choice Award and Trophy. I never knew you guys were called this. And I actually, when I saw this, I was like, this isn't right. I wanted the cadet program. So they had to correct me and say they are the Polaris Battalion. And I never knew that, so I kind of chuckled at myself for thinking they had the wrong people. If you didn't see their parade float, the best way that I was just explaining it to Councilman Burgley, it was a warship that you guys had made by hand. Every what is the word I'm looking? Every function that I've attended, and the Sea Cadets have been there, they've been the most polite young people I have ever met. They've been the most respectful people I've ever met, and they always look dapper in their uniforms. They're always ironed and pressed and boot shined, and they do hold the part. They do act the part very well. And I was more than proud to see their creative float in this year's 2022 Jubilee Parade. So I do have an award here for the Polaris Battalion, and that is who I chose in this year's parade. So if you would step forward. Do we want pictures? Yes, we're going to step up here and take photos.
Buddy, Dottie, everybody.
We always like to stand in front of the American flag. So here's your award, young lady.
That's all you.
Who built that thing?
The kids did. The kids did.
That's what I heard, but was it just as a group?
There was, yeah, he helped lead it, and there was, I don't know, 4 or 5 that would be picked, and they put together different sections of it, because it was taken apart. Large. Yeah, and it's a destroyer, a USS destroyer.
There we go, better put than I did.
And they take it apart for every parade to take it off of the trailer. So they put it together, they painted it.
Good
they
job.
Helped design
Very good
it.
Job.
Cut it out of wood.
It was well thought of, well created. So.
Thank you. It was a process.
They're going to tell us what we need to do here, and we'll do exactly what the photo takers say.
Yes, we're going to take a picture right on here.
Let's get the short guy in front.
I'm sitting down.
And normally I would say the council too, but this is the mayor's choice. This is the only one I get to quote. The only one.
So look here first. I'll stand on my tiptoes.
Thank you very much.
So those of those that couldn't hear, they actually built a U.S. destroyer. That was the correct terminology for what they built. And it was 3 sections that the kids and 1, maybe 2 adults helped out with. At least 2.
What was the name of it? The SS Isanti?
Tried.
Good try, Councilman Collison. Councilman Collison wanted it the USS Isanti, but you know, that would have been a good one. But well-deserved, kids. Congratulations. Moving on, the approval for City Council minutes of July 5th, which was a regular City Council meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Collison. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Announcements. City Council meeting is Wednesday, August 3rd at 7 p.m. A budget work session will be Wednesday, August 3rd as well, immediately following that council meeting. And then we'll have an Economic Development Authority meeting also Wednesday, August 3rd, immediately following the budget work session. Any council committee reports? All right, none at this time. We'll move on to business items. K1, ordinance amending Chapter 227, parking and storage. Ms. Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, good evening, Council. There was discussion held on May 17th at the Committee of the Whole meeting in regards to no parking on First Avenue Northwest. The recommendation of the committee was to move forward with an ordinance amendment which would prohibit parking on the north side of Unity Boulevard, but allow for staging for the bus for the primary school parents for drop-off and pickup. So we have before you the ordinance draft that has been posted for the required 10 days. And we do have a comment that came in regarding this ordinance amendment and possible adoption that Chief Myers is going to share with the council.
I had contact with a couple of residents. I know one of them is here, so I don't know if you want to speak with the residents or if they're willing to, but one of the other residents just had concerns with that Unity Avenue one as far as the parking there. So I know we don't have a public forum with that, but if that's something council would entertain, I'm sure they'd like to address the council.
I would most definitely entertain it. You guys have any objections to hearing the community? No. I didn't think so. Is there somebody here that'd like to speak on this behalf? Step up to the podium. State your name and address for the record, please. Can you push the mic on there, Patrick? Perfect. And then aim it towards your face there. There we go. We're in.
Okay, one of my main questions is, what is the engineered width of the road need to be to allow parking on both sides of the road?
We'll look at our Public Works Department on that question.
I think that the road would be, well, they're all can vary, but I would say 66 feet, center of the road 33 feet each direction.
So 33 feet from the center line?
Yeah.
Okay. As of, to the outside edge of the curbs, it's 36 feet. So if it's 60, if it's supposed to be like 60 feet, okay, I get that.
So you're saying you're at 72, Patrick? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's 36 from outside of the curb to the outside of the curb.
Okay.
So we're not wide enough for that. But my issue is, if you were to go over there right now, there's a softball game going on right now. If you were to not allow parking on the south or on the north side, we're going to be parking down by the fire department by the time we get home, because people line up on that road for softball.
Which is the north side of that street.
So, and plus, the other issue with it is, my driveway is seriously 25 feet long. When I park my work truck up in there in the winter, my bumper hangs out into the sidewalk, you know, with my service truck. You know, it wouldn't be a problem, but my garage is so small, I can't even fit my pickup in the garage because it's too long. I can't close the door. So if we take away parking on the street and then people start parking on the street, because you got there's 4 households, and 3 of them use street parking. That's going to put us down halfway down the street. And I would much rather be able to park close. There's over $100,000 in that work truck of mine, and I'd like to be able to see it. You know, I haven't had an issue with anyone getting into it yet, but the time that it's far away and away from any kind of lighted source is when it's gonna happen.
And if we keep the parking on the north side, which is the baseball field side, instead of our side of the road where all the houses are, if we put our side of the road as no parking, it would be better, because then we'd have our mailboxes being blocked all the time, and we'd never get our mail.
So this way they wouldn't be blocked if you put no parking on the south.
Right, I mean,
Like on the street side where our houses are, like I
Yeah.
took pictures, like a panoramic view. If we put no parking on this, wrong side. On the baseball field side, no parking, then everybody's gonna be parking.
On your
in
side.
Our mailboxes, then this house over here, we can't park here because there's a fire hydrant at the corner, and there's not enough room. So then they'd have to park in our mailboxes, and technically USPS, you can't park within 15 feet
of each
or-
end of the mailbox.
or after a mailbox. So if someone parks here, there's only room for one vehicle, and then we're blocking our mailboxes.
So I'm gathering,
Driveway.
you're not essentially against this no parking, you just want it no parking on your side versus the other.
Correct, because if we have it no parking on our side, then we can all park on the baseball field, so everybody can park on the baseball field side. Then our kids ultimately aren't having to have all of those vehicles.
And have to look around cars if they're out playing.
Because I know the fire department has asked us, last year they came up to us one day and said, hey, can you guys choose a side to park on? So we chose the baseball field side, so when our kiddos come down our driveway, because it's a slope, they can actually see, because the sidewalk's right there, they can see the cars coming.
See, I thought it made more sense too to have that side be the one that was,
Well,
No
and
parking.
Yeah, right, because then-
we try to do our best to keep them all on one side every
Yeah.
now and
That's why
then.
we park on the baseball field side, is
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
chose,
Well-
we're trying to be polite to the fire department.
Right.
And that's why we choose to park on the baseball field
Right.
side.
yeah, and I think that was the only, because I was the one that brought this up, and the only reason we were bringing it up was because somebody from the fire department had mentioned it to
Yeah.
me, that it was,
And that's
when
why
the
we did
baseball
what we
games
did.
were in there, it was
We
tight,
have been-
yeah. Not just you guys or anything, it was when the baseball games were in there.
Right, and if we take away on the baseball side of it,
Yeah.
move it to the other side, yeah, we ain't gonna
Right.
have no
We're
parking.
gonna lose our
Right.
mail, because we haven't been getting our mail until 6 o'clock at night. Well, those baseball games started now.
Sure,
So, and I know during school, because I work at the school, there's 2 parents that park on our street on the sidewalk side, and I walk to school with them,
sure.
drop off our kids.
Yeah,
So-
and I think it makes more sense on that side anyway, because then, like, if people are coming and going from the game, they're already on the side of the street that they're gonna
Right.
stay on, right?
So,
So,
the sidewalk side, no parking.
yeah,
Personally, I don't care, as long, I think we have to do something there, and to me, it doesn't matter which side it is, it doesn't really matter. If it's more convenient for you guys to be no parking on the south side, then I'm fine with that, I have no issues with that.
Well, and I think it just makes more sense for the kids playing, cause there are some people that come down that street so fast.
And we put we have a slow sign that we put out in the street, and our kiddos know to watch for the fire department, because they do come down the road fast. But they know that, because the fire department's right there. So they know to watch out for them, they know their vehicles, so they have watched out for them, so.
Did you have anything you want to add, Ms. Wood?
Thank you, Mayor. I was just going to add on the width of the street. So if we went by state aid, Minnesota, the minimum state aid recommended width to allow parking on both sides is 34 feet. Unity is 34.67 feet. So it does allow for it. Council can make their determination if they want to allow it to have no parking on one or both sides, but for state aid routes, it actually does meet to allow for parking on
But
both.
you, did
But
you,
that's to get state aid to redo the road, that's all that's for.
so if they ever redo that road, it could potentially shrink?
No, I'm just saying that it is permitted to have parking on both sides, but it's council discretion if they want to pick one
Gotcha,
side or do both.
gotcha.
Because it does meet the 30.
Yeah, it's roughly
What you're saying is
36
it
feet.
does meet
Correct.
the park on both sides.
I don't see any issue with north side versus south. It would make sense that there's no parking on that south side. So like she says, we're not.
And doing it this way, I feel it's a fair compromise on both sides.
You guys are the residents, you're right there, you would know.
If, you know, if the fire department wasn't using that,
Right,
I
no, and
wouldn't
that's
see it being- I
why I
wouldn't see
say
it
it's a
being
fair
an issue, but-
compromise, because then
But, you know, with the fire department being there, you know, that's kind of a give and take.
And it's not an issue very often, you know, it's only when the games are going. you know,
Right,
so-
yeah, like I said, us
But
residents,
it's
we try to
that
do
one
our
issue
best.
that could be an issue.
Which we did it on Dolan.
Yeah.
Right here, we did no parking one side, because I, with my own two eyes, watched a fire truck try to squeeze down that road. And I'm shocked he didn't take mirrors off, so, kudos to the driver, because, I might have taken a few off, but he didn't. So, but, I mean, so we did it there, and it made sense to do no parking on the commercial side, parking on the residential side, but in your circumstance, it would be different, and I think it would make sense to go differently, on the north side versus south, so I'm okay with no parking on the south side. Is that what we have in there?
Currently, we have no parking on the north side.
Yeah, we need to change that to south
If
side.
council would like to have it be on the south side, then staff will take that direction. We'll amend, we'll change it, revise it, repost it for the 10 days, and it'll come back to the following city council meeting.
Do I have a motion to change that to the?
I make a motion to change it to the south side.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Lundin to change no parking to the south side, and second by Councilman Gordon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your
How hard
due
would it be
diligence.
to get like a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit on there?
I've been down that road.
We've all been down that road, actually.
When you start doing that, then you open up another can of worms.
They do a study. In a nutshell, I can tell you that the state will come in and they'll do a study on your road, and then they take the majority of that study. So let's say that, and Chief, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they'll take 80% of that study of, let's say 80% of the vehicles come down that road at 40 miles an hour. Then they have the potential of raising it instead of lowering it.
Yeah, okay, we'll just stay with what we're at.
Yeah, that's kind of what we always think.
That's what we thought too.
Chief, would it be worth sticking the, flashing sign about the speed, or what do you?
We could put that thing out there, could we not, and get a little study and see what kind of input you get? Awesome. Let's move on to K2, resolution approving a special event permit application from Rum River BMX for the state BMX finals.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We have an application from Rum River BMX to host the Minnesota BMX State Finals August 19th through the 21st, Friday 4 to 9 p.m., Saturday 1 to 6 p.m., and Sunday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. No street closures or security are needed. The event will be open to the public with an estimated 1,000 to 1,200 people in attendance. Overflow parking will be needed in Bluebird Park and the soccer fields. No parking signs will be posted in restricted areas. There will be paid camping allowed in the fields south of the Isanti Indoor Arena per the agreement between Rum River BMX and the city. 4 additional portable restrooms will be brought in. They will also have a roll-off dumpster with volunteers who will clean up the grounds after the event. The complete application has been submitted and all the departments have reviewed and approved. They also submitted an event permit or special event application for equipment, which includes requesting the use of 6 barricades and 30 no parking signs.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Collison. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Did, you want to get up and do a little advertisement?
He's got new bathrooms.
We got a paper over here that might write something.
Step up to the podium if you wouldn't mind. Just state your name and address for the record, or who you are at that matter.
Sure. My name is Jay Boson. I am the Association Board President at Rum River BMX, housed at the Isanti Indoor Arena here in town. We are currently the #2 track in the entire country, and we are considered by everyone in the BMX community to be the premier indoor facility in the country.
You're the #1 in our book.
Thanks. We appreciate that. And we've enjoyed a long, great relationship with the city of Isanti, and we are hosting the state finals as we do most years. It's a huge event and brings riders from all over the state to town, and everybody looks forward to coming to Isanti. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. They've always done their due diligence, and I've never heard anything go awry in that place, so I look forward to, I gotta come and see the new track now that you guys redid it. Yeah, I gotta come and see that.
Should go ride it.
Yeah, right. I'm fat, I'm not gonna make it through there. Yeah, see, and then you got a resident trying to get me on a bike too. What are you doing? Anyway, that motion carried 5-0, so I look forward to seeing it. Anything we need to discuss in the consent agenda, gentlemen?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve the consent agenda with the L4 additive in that consent agenda by Councilman Lundin and second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Councilman Collison and a second by Councilman Lundin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Therefore, we stand adjourned.
Okay, Mike comes up.